All right, thanks everybody for being here. We'll have a microphone circulated for questions throughout the press conference. State your name and media affiliation when you ask your question. We've got head coach James Jones from Yale with us. We'll have an opening statement from Coach, and we'll go ahead and take some questions for Coach. Student athletes will be joining us.
You know, on the way up here, my wife asked me, you know, if I was tired. And I'm not tired at all, but, you know, there's just so much going through my mind and in my body after what we accomplished. What I did with the team before the game, I took a copy of our first practice from this year, September 30th, 8:30 in the morning. The guys run a floor with individual shooting as a partner or with a coach. And that's when we started. And everybody was at practice early, ready to go, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And we started to build it from that point. And to get to where we are right now, to realize your goals and what you set out to do, you know, it's really special because, you know, the 353 Division I basketball teams, and they all want to be in a position that we're in. It's a coveted spot. And it's just an unbelievable feeling. The game was tremendous. I thought our guys did so much to stay together and play the right way. And to come up with a victory, especially after the way the second half started. I don't think it could have started better for Harvard than the fact that we got two of our best players or two starters with multiple fouls, and to have that flagrant technical go against us. It was just a great way for them to start and take the edge because we had momentum going to halftime.
Go ahead and take some questions for Coach.
How impressed were you by what your team was able to do after Mie got the fourth foul when he was out for that extended
How
period?
impressed?
When Mie got the fourth foul and was out for an extended period of time, how impressed were you by what your team was able to do?
Well, you know, it's funny because the first game of the year against Cal, he got into foul trouble too, and other guys just picked him up. And that's what happened tonight. Other guys just picked him up. Alex Copeland was outstanding tonight. He was tremendous. Let me tell you a quick story about him. So in the recruiting process, I saw him play in the spring in April, and we offered him an opportunity to come to Yale. And then I saw him again, and he wasn't as good. And I had some concerns about him. So he had come to our elite camp before his junior year, and I had him come to our elite camp again right before his senior year. And within 7 seconds of him playing on the court, I knew he was the kid we thought he was. But it was that close to not taking that kid. And he's had a tremendous career, and he stepped up big time for us tonight.
Coach Pat Eaton-Rob from the AP. Can you talk about what Copeland did, especially during that 15-0 run? I think he started out with that assist and then had 8 points during the run that kind of separated you guys.
Yeah. Well, he's quick as a cat, and you know, he's like a bull that sees red, and he was just gone. A couple of times I tried to slow him down, much to no avail. You know, he just drove right past me and right past anybody in front of him to get to a spot and pull up. He has such great strength in his legs to get to a spot and a pull-up jump shot, and he gets people so off balance. And with that, he attracts so much attention, so he's able to find other guys and make them better. And like I said, he did an outstanding job tonight, and I certainly wouldn't want to hold him. And I know that Bryce Aiken was tremendous on the other side of the floor, but my man Al really did a great job at keeping us in the game and really pushing the lead out.
You mentioned Harvard's start to the second half. What was going through your mind then? It seemed like a similar script was playing out that had happened in some recent games where you guys have a first half lead and then the opponent kind of comes back at the start of the second.
Yeah. What was going through my mind? Oh, nuts. Oh, nuts. Here we go again. But, you know, it's one of those things that there were different reasons why things went south for us in other games to start. I thought our guys stayed together and stayed on page. I thought we had a couple of possessions at the beginning of the second half where we went off script, but we quickly got it back, and we were able to, you know, gain control and momentum and keep pushing and going forward. And they were not going to be denied. I think that's what it is. You know, Alex Copeland, thank you, Al. I did too close. Alex Copeland was not going to be denied, and you know, he and along with his teammates just really kept fighting, and it was just really awesome to watch. And I tell people all the time, my job as a coach, my work is done in practice. My work is done before we get on the court. You know, if you, there's, all the yelling in the world is not going to change things for me if I'm yelling at my guys. They have to know what to do. And I have great confidence in them, and they went out and got it done.
Might this be the year, James, finally, when people realize how good this team and this league are?
I'm sorry,
Might this be the year when people realize finally how good this team and this league are?
probably not. Probably not. I mean, it's just amazing sometimes what happens and the way people think of you. You know, we've won 3 championships in 5 years, right? And we were on the cusp of getting to the tournament. And here's a little nugget for you. If Jordan Bruner doesn't get hurt and Makai Mason doesn't get hurt, how good would we have been over the last couple of years where we wasn't as successful as we are today? So it speaks to the young men that we have in our program, having made the tournament every time we've had it, and having gotten to the championship game a couple of years out of it. So I feel great about where the program is, and I look forward for it going forward.
We're going to transition and take some questions for our student athletes, Alex Copeland, Blake Reynolds, and Trey Fills, and then we'll go back to some more questions for Coach Jones.
Oh, you guys are all seniors. For any of you, just can you express the feeling of clinching an NCAA tournament berth at home against Harvard? I mean, how do you put that into words?
You got the knee nudge back here. To be honest, no, it's really hard to put into words. Getting to do this against Harvard at home, it's an unbelievable feeling. The team came out and we executed offensively and defensively really well today. And I mean, this class sitting up here, we got a taste of that tournament berth our freshman year, and we've been hungry for it throughout our careers. We really wanted to get back there. So being able to punch that tournament berth today at home in front of all our friends and family is an unbelievable feeling.
I've been thinking about this day every day for like 2 years since we lost to that good Princeton team our sophomore year. Because it was nice to go as freshmen, but at the end of the day, we realized we were just, minor pieces of that. And we really wanted to carry and lead a team and just, give these other guys the experience that we had and we're so fortunate to be a part of. So I know I'm going to sleep a lot better tonight than I have in the last couple of days. So it's just good that we finally got it done.
Jonathan Tannenwald from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Alex, when BA went out with the 4th foul, what was going through your mind? Because it certainly seemed like from there you took things on your shoulders.
I'll tell you what was going through his mind. Time to get buckets.
Yeah, I think well, my initial reaction was bad call, but my second reaction was I think I looked at the clock and I looked at the rest of the guys on the court and I said, we got to do it without him. We got to hold it down until he can get back in the game. And yeah, I think we did. We played so hard, and I don't know how it looked, but it was so fun to battle with these guys. And like Trey was saying, we've talked about this, and I remember having moments freshman year where we would have heart-to-hearts with the seniors, and we really looked up to them a lot, and I think they looked at us as kind of these goofy and wild freshmen. But I think that having them, even as freshmen, say, you know what, you guys one day can do this, I think we internalized it, and I think we believed it. And to be here and to have some of those guys here and some of their parents here, it feels like everything's kind of come full circle. I know I'm not answering the question anymore. I'm just talking because I'm happy.
You guys put 5 players in double figures and had 7 with 8 or more points. It's just an incredibly balanced offense against a program that really prides itself on its defense. Can you talk about what you guys did on offense to have so many weapons and be so balanced?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what makes us such a dangerous team is we were so deep and we got so many guys that can contribute scoring the ball. Yeah, like you said, I mean, 5 guys in double figures and then 2 other guys with 8, so almost in double figures. So, I mean, I think that's when we're playing our best basketball is when we're sharing it and everybody's getting a little piece of the pie and putting the ball in the hoop.
Alex, was there a point during that big run, the 15-0 run, where you thought, we've got this now, and what did you guys do differently during that run?
So I think what we did differently was we started to play with a lot more pace and energy on offense, and we started to move it. And I think seeing, other guys make shots, and then, I think I got one in transition, and we all started to kind of feed off of each other. I think whenever we play with that energy and that pace on offense, we can be really dangerous. But knowing the guys they have, on that Harvard team, they're such a good team, and obviously Bryce Aiken had a great game today. But knowing the weapons they have, I don't think there was any point until like that maybe 30 seconds left that I felt like we had it, and we kept looking at each other whenever we went to the free throw line, saying, hey, we need both of these, and hey, we got to get a stop here, we got to get the rebound, and I think that. Even last night, we had a game where we were up by a lot, and Princeton came back, and I think we've had moments like that this year, and so we just said, hey, we got to buckle down. Obviously, this one's important, so, yeah.
Final question for our student athletes.
Alex, Blake mentioned this as well, but can both you and Trey just talk about what it was like for you to have your fans were on the court, your home court, holding that trophy after you just beat your arch rival?
Yeah, like I said, I've been thinking about this for a long time, and it's really hard to not imagine yourself here because, like, you don't want to think about it too much, and then you get there and you lose, and you're like, oh, like, I don't know. So it's hard to just kind of keep it off in the distance, but to just finally get that experience is just it feels surreal. I wish it wasn't over spring break. We probably would have had a lot more students here, but just seeing your peers and family and stuff so proud of us, it was just really special, and I'm glad the people that came just got to share that with us.
And for me, I get really anxious like before games and just thinking about things like that. So I was definitely visualizing both sides of it. Like even during the game, like oh my God, like what if they come back? Like I'm gonna cry so hard, like things like that. And if we win, I'm gonna cry so hard. So like that like visualizing those moments, like Trey said, has been going on for so long, and to actually be here, even to be talking right now and sitting like next to all these guys, it feels so surreal, and it just feels amazing.
Thank you to our student athletes. I'll take you back down to the locker room.
Shower up and change. We got to get out of here and get back. We're going to go to Barcelona and get something to eat, then we're going to come back in for the viewing party at 5. Okay. So hustle up.
Okay.
And we'll open up for one or two more for Coach Jones.
Coach, you play Harvard twice in the regular season, and then you come out today and beat them after losing the previous two. Can you point to anything that was different today and sort of clicked for you guys?
Well, here's the deal. We played them 3 times, and the first time we played them, and again, I'm not trying to make excuses, our bus was, we have to leave Friday to play them for a Friday game. So we got to the game at 5:45, so an hour and 15 minutes before the game starts. So our warm-up was not ready. We were not ready to play that game, and it looked like it. Here, and they jumped on us quick, and we never responded. Here, we're up by 7 with 2 minutes to go, and we lost the game. I think at that point, we had a 99% chance at winning it, and we blew it. They won the game, hats off to them. So we felt really good about our ability to play with these guys and to beat them, especially this third time. So I can't tell you what was different in the game. We did out-rebound them, which was really important for us, and that was a big part of it. We didn't got out-rebounded in the first 2 games. And they didn't have an offensive rebound in the first half until we went to the zone because Mie had foul trouble, and they got 3 offensive rebounds on 1 possession. So rebounding the ball, and our energy was awesome. And, the home crowd, the last time we played them was much different. It was a little bit more partisan today than it was the second time we played them. The atmosphere was absolutely bonkers. And we fed off that in the game and just let the game slip away.
Coach, do you know how Azar is feeling?
He said he's fine. He was walking around. He just wanted the moment. He just wanted fans to cheer for him. He's doing fine.
Last question.
James, probably maybe not the first thing in your mind, but your second winningest coach now in Ivy League history. Any thoughts? I think you tied Fran Dunphy today.
Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, okay, that's news. I think my wife or my daughter, my daughter mentioned it to me. I got to give her street creds. So she mentioned to me, I didn't know that. So yeah, so go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, just how do you feel about that?
I feel great about that because Fran Dunphy is one of my favorite people on the planet. I got into this business and I came here as an assistant coach. And one of the things Fran does all the time is that when he shakes your hand as an assistant coach, he calls you by name. So I didn't know him, and all of a sudden he goes, James, have a good game. And I tried to do that my first year, but I'm not smart enough to remember everybody's name like he was. But that really spoke to me about who he was. And every time we talked about having this tournament, we would sit in a room as the 8 coaches, and he would say, listen, it's not great for Penn to have this tournament, but if it's better for the other 7 schools, then we should do it, right? And so those are the kind of things I remember about him. So being in the same light and having in the same sentence as Fran Dunphy means a lot to me. And I sent him a text because I know this was his last season at the helm over at Temple. He's a wonderful coach, wonderful man, and I'm proud, like I said, to be mentioned in the same sentence.
Thanks, Coach Jones, for your time.
Thank you.